Don't feel like watching movies, so I'll watch people guess them instead. I don't know how it goes, I think it starts with your show.
Hey guys, what the fuck? It's what is this? The first time show? No, it's not. This is the Valleycast, but I think the first time show lives on this feed.
Yeah, we've been here the whole time.
We've been back and we haven't said anything since we came back, but guess what? We're about to say something because we have on the show today, you might not recognize any of these faces if you have never seen the first time show or Valleycast episode starring our boy Ralph here, guest starring our boy Ralph here. Mm-hmm. But for those of you that don't give a shit about Lost, you're going to have a real crummy time today on the Valleycast. If you were hoping we'd talk about Zelda and UFOs and other shit like that. I mean, sure, yeah, we could totally do that.
I mean, pause the show, go watch all 121 episodes of Lost.
And then come back.
Just bounce right back in.
But we also have a first timer on the Valleycast, Taylor Morden. And who are these boys? Well, they are the boys behind the Getting Lost documentary, which you've talked about on this show before, which is it's a documentary about Lost and the fandom, and it's really coming together. And I've been very excited about this for quite a while, and not just because you had us come and shoot stuff that might end up in the final cut.
It'll definitely be on the DVD.
Perfect.
Where it belongs.
2 years after it releases.
Uncut 2 hours of you guys on one tiny couch.
But yeah, so we Taylor and Ralph came to Brett's house, and Owen and I joined, and we shot some stuff for this really cool Lost documentary that you guys have been working on for a while. But welcome to the Valleycast, the first time show, guys.
Thanks for having us.
What is happening?
Well, what isn't happening is what I want to know. We even have Owen here. It's so rare to get Owen on anything.
Look at him in all his glory.
Just look at him. he's smiling. You never see it.
Yeah, he's just over on the couch still.
He is on Brett's couch in the same spot,
half asleep,
talking to nothing. But anyway, so Ralph, last time we had you here, what was the status of this documentary?
I could barely say anything.
I know.
You on that episode, you guys leaked that you were in the movie or shot for the movie. And
we weren't allowed to do that yet.
I mean, I didn't say anything, but it wasn't up to me because I kind of let you guys talk about it. But since then, right now we're sitting at something like 29 interviews, and then we have something like 11 other fan interviews that we've done. Taylor, what do you say? We're maybe halfway through.
I think we're over half. I think we got over the hump. We're in the season 4, 5, 6 where the pace is really picking up here.
Oh yeah.
We're past the writer's strike, except in real life.
Right. Is there an interesting?
That's weird. It is the next writer's strike.
Yeah.
Does that?
The island is a flat circle.
I know. I was gonna say the island might have something to do with that, huh?
It's our fault, right? As soon as somebody does something about Lost, the writers go on strike.
I know. Do you guys cover that a little bit in the? I mean, not to get too into the. I mean, you don't have
tiny bit.
Isn't it funny how all this shit? Because even while you guys were working on this, there was that book that is out that details some pretty interesting stuff about the writers' room of Lost. And you guys had to kind of hit the drawing board again during the production.
Yeah, a little bit. I rewatched my previous appearance on the Valleycast. I'm like, oh, that's all different now.
You're like, everything's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun.
It's the most fun. We're gonna have the first time show guys on it. That's the kind of deal we're making. And now it's like, Oh, well, we have some things to talk about, some serious things to talk about, and we are addressing it.
Yeah,
And I got to be honest with
yeah.
you, like any fans out there who read the Vanity Fair article, which was an excerpt from a book by Mo Ryan called Burn It Down, anybody that is a diehard Lost fan and read that, I want to let you guys know that we decided to continue and bring it up, and we're going to address it. And we were really nervous about doing it because we still love Lost and want to make a lighthearted Lost movie.
Yeah.
But the shit in that article was not lighthearted at all.
Well, and you couldn't just gloss over that. You could, and
Right.
if the documentary came out and it didn't mention that, people would be like, "All right,
These guys don't know what they're doing."
Right.
Yeah,
right.
we were I think we were both really nervous about how interviews were going to feel after the fact. And we started shooting up again a couple weeks ago. And I was really happy with how it went.
Yeah.
It didn't feel as sad.
Oh, good.
We've talked to some people that put things into perspective, including one of the writers that was in that room. And it makes it sound like pretty much any bad times those writers had in the writer's room during the making of Lost was kind of made things easier because the fans' support and the fans' love of the show, it kind of kept them going. So if anything, being a fan of Lost strengthened them as you know, as they're going through that. So
I love that.
I feel like,
I love that angle.
Like anybody who's like, oh, should I still like Lost? Yeah, absolutely, still love Lost. You don't have to like the people that did the bad things.
Right. Right.
You know? You don't have to.
And it's kind of hard to, it's like a minefield out there when it comes to like who's doing bad things. And, you know, we love, these are timeless shows and movies and stuff. And, you know, and then you learn like 10 years later that someone was a piece of shit on the set or whatever, or someone was being abusive. And then it like taints the whole thing a little bit for some people. Like I watched this documentary about Ren and Stimpy, and I loved Ren and Stimpy, you know, and I still have a soft spot in my heart for that show because it captured like, you know, the Looney Tunes, Tex Avery style that seemed to have died and gone away, and this like cool, weird, loudmouth artist decided to try to do his own version of it, and it worked out perfectly. But the documentary goes into some dark shit about John Kay and his dumb garbage. But the animators and the writers came out to say that, like, look, sure, maybe John Kay was like a piece of shit in real life, and we all hate him, but we worked really hard on this show, and if this show changed your life, and you were, you know, and you love this show and it's a part of your childhood or whatever, then just know that there's like so many people that worked on the show that like really put their heart and soul into it and weren't
good
pieces
people.
of shit.
Yeah.
And I think that might be enough.
What we're gonna do is we're gonna take that Ren and Stimpy doc, we're gonna cut that excerpt and just dub over the word lost.
Perfect.
Because that's exactly the soundbite we need.
Perfect. So Ralph and Taylor, I mean, we'll talk about whatever you guys want to talk about, but the big exciting news is that you guys are launching something on Tuesday, today or tomorrow or whenever this is live. But what's the actual date?
8/15/23.
Hey, that's pretty neat.
It was, you know, we had to launch it this day or we had to wait 19 years for the next time. It's a lost.
Yeah. Well, I had asked Taylor if we wanted to actually launch the campaign at 4:16 and 42 seconds to hit all the numbers, but we don't want to get up that early.
That's because you got to manually do it on Indiegogo. Yeah. I can't like set an alarm. I'm not. Guys, let's just imagine.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's fun enough that it's 8:15.
Yeah.
But 23. What is it exactly? What are you guys doing? You're launching an Indiegogo or a GoFundMe or what is it?
Indiegogo.
I did my research.
Yeah. Well, you know, Movie Magic, we're recording it before it's live, but it's live when you're hearing this. And it's an Indiegogo campaign because, you know, we're making the movie completely independently, which is how we're able to make a movie right now when most people can't. And that means we're spending our own money and we ran out. of money. So we need your money, listener. But also we have a ton of really, really awesome on Indiegogo, they call them perks, but it's like the crap you get. And outside of like DVDs and VHS tapes, because Ralph and I are VHS people.
We have a tier with VHS.
We've got
mock-ups,
like Virgin Mary statues. You know?
Whoa!
We've got signed stuff from the cast. We've got all kinds of rare, lost stuff that you can't get anywhere.
Is Ralph giving up the Dharma Lars box finally?
I've talked about it. That
might have to be a stretch goal. Like if we reach a really high amount, it'll go, to whoever donated the most overall to the Indiegogo. But yeah,
there it is.
One of the things we have that's really, really cool is I made a full-scale replica of the Dharma computer.
Whoa!
We filmed for the documentary. We filmed all of our footage with it already, but it is almost perfect. It's like weathered, has the logos, the execute key where the shift key should be.
Oh my God.
The best part is the screen works.
No way. What is it, like a Raspberry Pi in there or something? Or
no, it's analog. It's a real old Apple monitor. It's green.
No way. And it just flickers and it's just no shit. So it just works.
You can play. I'm putting a DVD in with it that'll just loop the numbers being typed in.
Damn.
And then go back to the blinking cursor so that you can put it. It's the ultimate lost display piece. And I love that. It's going to go in 1 hour when we launch the campaign and your listeners won't have a chance to get it, or it's going to be there forever because it's expensive.
I think Brett wants that.
Yeah.
Please. We did a
yes.
We did an interview with Andy from Dark UFO, an old spoiler site.
Hey, I remember Dark UFO.
Yeah. And I believe his interview is conducted over that computer. Is that correct? Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
It was because he's in London and, independent film. We can't afford to go to London. So we just beamed him in via satellite onto the Dharma computer.
Yeah.
Like Walt talking with Michael.
Wow, that's so cool, man. I love that. So this Indiegogo, we'll put links in the description and such. And then but if you want to tell people the easiest way to like get there, what would that be? Like following the social media and clicking on
at gettinglostdoc.com. At gettinglostdoc is the socials. And it will it's also the website, and when you go to the website, we're having that pointed to the Indiegogo. So if you go anywhere where it says Getting Lost Doc, you're gonna find it. You're gonna want to see it, especially if you're a Lost fan, because we have some fun stuff in store.
Well, and that's what I was gonna say. Like, you guys, this is coming for those of you that are interested in supporting this Indiegogo. Or if you're on the fence or something, these guys are true Lost fans, making a love letter to Lost and the Lost fandom. And we're all just kind of like trying to recapture that feeling we had when that show was still on the air and how cool it was to talk about that show. And here we are almost 50 years later.
100.
Still talking about this fucking show, but we want to recapture those memories and those feelings, and I think these boys are doing a good job of that and collecting the fan energies. You guys just got back from Comic-Con, right?
Right.
What the fuck was that like? Because Comic-Con feels like a husk of itself.
It was busy.
No actors and no movies.
Yeah, especially with that happening. Yeah,
but you know what that means.
It meant that it was more focused on comic books and shit, right? Which I thought was super cool to think about. But I think those crowds are never gonna die down.
No. With no panels, the exhibit hall was fucking gnarly all the time.
Yeah, at least because I remember back in the day, you'd be like, "Oh shit, that big like Iron Man Marvel panel is happening. We have time to walk around the exhibit floor without a bunch of goddamn nerds."
No, not this time. They were all there.
No, they're all there. More people came out to the Jay and Jack Lost panel because there wasn't other things happening.
Right. I'm sure any panels that happened had like a nice uptick in attendance. But what was this?
Like the smaller ones, yeah.
Did you guys film some of this stuff for the documentary?
We had 3 cameras set up for the Lost Fans Unite panel this year. We had Jay and Jack who host it. Myself, I was on the panel. Joe Garfane, who co-founder of Cancer Gets Lost, was there, and friend Hector Navarro had also joined us.
Dude, Hector's just a gem.
I don't know how he is able to do what he does.
Yeah,
I know he's
superhuman,
so eloquent, like
all the time.
Yeah, and he's so positive all the time.
Endless positivity.
I know. I don't know where I used to think I had a pretty positive attitude, and then I got absolutely thrown into the grinder. And when I came out on the other end, I didn't give a shit about being kind anymore.
That was the first time show?
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
But the fact we shot the panel, and I believe, Taylor, that might be either a perk down the road or a DVD extra or a Blu-ray extra, I guess. I think
that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
The thing about how editing works is I don't know. I don't know what's in the movie.
Yeah, we also don't know.
The movie's not done, man.
I know, and and do you guys have a ton of footage? Like, how much footage are we talking here?
Yeah, so we shoot all of our interviews with at least 2 cameras, sometimes 3. So multiply everything
mostly
by
3.
But we've got, like Ralph said, 29 full-length interviews that are like an hour, so 29 hours times
Jesus Christ,
90 million hours, and then another dozen or so short fan interviews,
B-roll,
a lot of B-roll, but also we got our hands on all this footage. Somebody was making a documentary about Lost in 2009 that never saw the light of day, never got finished, and we talked with those filmmakers, and they sent us a hard drive. We've got 100 hours of footage
Holy shit.
From when the show was on. People reacting to the finale in real time.
Whoa, that's golden.
It's really cool. We got an interview with Ralph on there from 2009.
It's awful. It's awful.
He looks like a deer
before he went through puberty.
I look scared. I can't. I'm like, it sucks. And I
why am I here?
Please do not put it in the movie, please.
100% it's gonna be somewhere in the movie. Easter egg.
Yeah, every time I see you guys get more interviews, I'm like, good, that means there's a better chance we'll just get cut out completely, and that would be okay with me.
Brett told his parents he's in a movie, and so if it doesn't show up, he's in big trouble.
They're already donating. They've been donating to a lot of campaigns.
If your parents donate to the Indiegogo, you'll be in the movie. I think.
Oh, there you go, Brett. Have your parents donate, and then you.
I want to see the computer. I want to see the computer at your parents' house.
Yeah, I mean, listen, that's what my parents. That fits their aesthetic.
Brett, did your parents ever watch? Did your parents watch Lost?
No,
not when it was airing.
They're gonna love it.
No.
I think I showed my parents the pilot, the 2-part pilot thing. And they were like, wow, this is actually really good. And then they just never gave a shit after that.
My parents would have watched it if Taylor Sheridan had been involved in some way.
I'm Taylor.
You can edit that in.
Sheridan?
No.
All right, yeah, just put his name at the beginning.
Yeah.
My dad just randomly watched Lost like 2 years ago and loved it.
The whole thing?
Wow. Yeah, and then like watched it again, like showed it to the buddy. Like, I want to watch the whole thing again.
Great.
Awesome. My mom just watched it. My mom just had she had surgery and she was in recovery, and she knew I was making this documentary. She watched all of Lost in like 3 weeks.
Whoa.
It was wild because she was just recovering from surgery. You know,
yeah, what else are you gonna
12
do?
12 hours a day.
Sit on the beach, hang out with some friends.
I kept getting these texts of like, I don't know about these freighter people.
Now there's a tail section? What's this all about?
Who are these people? Because when you binge it like that, it goes by really fast, and the show changes so drastically so quickly then. You know, if you watch it all in a few weeks, you're like, you go from Gilligan's Island to like Star Trek in a very short amount of time.
Hey, do you guys give a shit about those? Do you remember? Because I saw you guys posting about the Damon and Carlton and a polar bear thing that happened at Gallery 1988 with Paul Scheer and all those guys. Were you just? Is there going to be any part of that you guys cover at all in the show?
Probably. Again, how editing works is
who knows.
But I can say that we have a lot of those prints in our possession right now.
Hell yeah. Just between the two of you or collected for the show, for the documentary?
Collected we'll film them for the doc, but also for the Indiegogo. We're doing
shit.
We're doing mystery boxes.
Go get a poster.
Damn. Get some of those posters you missed out on, huh?
That because there's too many, they're like one-off things, but in these mystery boxes, we have some of these signed and numbered art prints from Gallery 88 from way back in the day. It's just rad to see this stuff. Like,
yeah, dude. You can get a mystery box. You can get a mystery box in the Indiegogo. J.J. Abrams mystery box.
Somewhere JJ's ears are tickling.
It might
know what's in it.
Yeah, but it might have a Hurley action figure that Jorge Garcia has played with in the documentary.
About the Biff Bam Pow one, or what was the toy company that made those, or is it the McFarlane ones?
It was like the one where he has like abs, and they put a pillow inside it.
Yeah, that's like Biff Bam Pow or well, I forgot the name of the company. They also did like a Jacob and a Man in Black. I think I still have those somewhere. Do you remember those, Brett? We brought out a bunch of shit for when we did first time show. We kind of did show and tell.
I remember
the bag of sand.
Yeah.
Excuse me. It is a tiny glass vial with sand. And yes, it did come with a Ziploc bag with more sand. But the coolest part is that it's got one of the bullet casings that was used in the finale shoot, I guess.
Oh, that's cool.
Inside of it.
Went through the show and things were revealed, Steve would bring more and more toys and collectibles and put until like the podcast table became like a garage sale.
Yeah.
Well, if you're getting rid of any of that stuff, our mystery boxes sure want to be filled up.
Well, I was gonna say that Gallery 1988 show where I spent the night on the sidewalk.
Yeah.
And the writers just once.
That's another one of those things, right? Where you're like, oh man, this is the greatest thing. I love these guys. These guys could do no wrong, and then you find out like the dude who created it's kind of a monster.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, you kind of have to like navigate the minefield of fandom because of shit like that, but I wasn't going to let it ruin my time sleeping on the street with friends back then. I'll tell you that much. And they also, the writers came and brought us like pizza, and they had like producers come by and stuff like that. And, but the reason why I brought that up is because, do you remember that they handed out those like Tawaret statues? Do you remember that at all? They like had Tawaret statues for like the first like 5 people in line. And I got a hold of one of those, and my buddy and I like made a bunch of them for our friend. We made a mold of it and made a bunch of them for our friends. So I have like maybe 2 or 3 of those. If you guys want one of those, I can donate it to the Indiegogo.
You heard it here first, folks.
You got it. I'll give you one.
That'll be the perk we unlock when we hit one of the numbers.
There you go. Because who wouldn't want their own Tawaret statue? I mean, come on. It's like this big or something. It's like a little, whatever. Yeah, it's like that big, like the Virgin Mary statue. Does that have drugs inside?
Yes.
Replica drug.
Replica drugs. Yeah, it comes with a baggie of brown sugar.
So Brett and Owen and I, we did this little show called The First Time Show, and it really was, people still talk about it and hit me up about when we're gonna do it again or when we're gonna make more, or because the First Time Show ended up departing from Lost as soon as that was done, and we did like other shows.
I didn't listen to those.
You didn't miss much.
I didn't listen to what was it, Leftovers? I still haven't seen the Leftovers.
Leftovers is pretty good. I think it might still be on this feed.
I popped it on one day. I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna see how this goes. And like in the first 5 minutes, a dog gets shot in the head. I'm like, I don't think I need to see this show.
Yeah, that's true. But
it's
dude,
definitely heavier, but it gets to some really creative shit.
Yeah,
like
I agree.
They're just like breaking all the rules.
Yeah, if you watch it just listening for unintentional comedy for clips, it's a very lighthearted and fun show.
Yeah, like we didn't have the same experience collecting clips for Leftovers as we did for Lost, but we did find some pretty good ones.
That was my favorite part of Leftovers.
I do like that one of the
clip was like a real gem in Leftovers.
There's a lot of really good clips. Like there's still one I use on Dynamic Banter to this day.
Jackpot,
and also every once in a while you'll hear, "You need to fill it with your cum, Kevin."
That's not from. Oh, that's from Leftovers.
It's Leftovers, yeah. Is
We're
Jackpot
talking about your follow-up documentary?
The Leftovers, yeah.
Wasn't Jackpot Michael Emerson?
Yeah, I think Jackpot was Lost, right? Or is Jackpot Leftovers? Fuck, I don't know. But it is from First Time Show. But anyway, Brett and Owen and I, we talk about like, could First Time Show come back and what could it be? And we talk about doing Lost again sometimes.
Do it again.
And Owen wants to on a live when we talk about that.
Get rid of Owen, bring in his dad.
Yes. Owen's dad.
God, that would be amazing.
Dude, that's insane.
Owen's dad has seen it.
Yeah. Well, that's true. Or we need if we're gonna replace Owen, it's got to be someone who didn't like it or was disappointed by it or whatever.
Brett could start hating it.
But Brett and I talk about it all the time. And Brett will come to me, and this might be hard to believe for some of you, but Brett's the one that comes to me every once in a while, and it was like, listen, we could do season 1 in one episode, season 2 in one episode.
That's your idea. My ideas are always.
Episodes?
Oh, my idea is to go through it as quick as possible.
I'll
Yours are always like,
do it again, but one episode a week, and we'll really dig in. And you're always like, what if we just do
doing
one
2
episode for the whole series?
Right, you wanted to do one episode. You want to do cover one episode per episode.
Right, because that's different.
You guys fucked up Lost for me though. You guys fucked up Lost.
Oh, because we did 2 episodes at a time. So now you got to watch them 2 at a time.
No, because since your show, I've done a Lost rewatch, and as soon as somebody says something, it just sounds like the sound clip now. You guys, so me uncle and good morning, like all the
36
stuff.
iPhones.
32 iPhones.
32 iPhones.
But there's something I want to talk to you guys specifically about, because I know you guys are film score fans. At least I know Owen and Steve are. Brett, you like film music, right?
Oh, Brett's
not as much as these guys.
I think Brett's as big of a soundtrack nerd as we are, maybe. But I don't know. I think he's in the same.
Frankenstein.
Yeah, he could chill.
Oh,
yeah, see, look at that.
That's Waxwork. That's a great
chill.
soundtrack.
I'm glad I didn't get kicked off.
Oh, you can hang.
That's good, Brett. We're gonna talk about music now.
So for our film, Getting Lost, that Taylor and I are producing together at a very, very micro budget.
I've heard of it.
Documentary.
You're in it.
Let's see.
If you're in it, you're going to be in a movie that has unreleased, fully orchestrated music by Michael Giacchino.
Oh shit! What?
Wow.
What do you mean unreleased?
Yeah. It's the lowest budget movie ever to have his music in it.
What's the story?
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the ad portion of the show. I hope you're enjoying this episode of the Valleycast. I'm here to tell you about HelloFresh. What is that, you ask? Well, guess what? With HelloFresh, you get farm-fresh, pre-portioned ingredients and seasonal recipes delivered right to your doorstep. Skip trips to the grocery store and count on HelloFresh to make home cooking easy, fun, and affordable. That, folks, is why it's number one. It's the America's number one meal kit. It's number one in America. It's number one in America's meal kit. And I almost have a kitchen, and so I'm super excited about having HelloFresh. I just had HelloFresh the other night. It was kind of a buffalo crusted chicken anyway. What are you talking about, Elliot? Well, here's the deal. Fall is right around the corner, and HelloFresh is here to help you plan for the busy season ahead with tasty dishes delivered to your door. Simply choose your recipes and pick your favorite delivery date. Then lay back and enjoy the last days of summer, knowing dinner is already covered. Banish the end of summer blues with HelloFresh. No need to stress out about how you're going to handle it all this fall, because HelloFresh takes care of the meal planning and delivers pre-portioned ingredients right to your home. So whipping up a homemade meal is a cinch. That's very true. It's a cinch. It only takes like half an hour. Usually the key to dinner time success. I'll tell you, it's variety. And HelloFresh keeps your taste buds on their toes with 40 chef-crafted recipes to select from every week. From family-friendly to fit and wholesome, you'll always find new and exciting recipes to try and love. You will love them. This fall, you got places to be, and standing in the checkout line is not one of them, folks. Leave the meal planning and grocery shopping to HelloFresh. With pre-portioned ingredients and easy step-by-step recipes delivered to your door, you'll save so much time and cut out all the hassle. Plus, it's kind of fun to do when you have a stove. Full stop. And I also highly recommend the tiny meatloafs, but you guys know that already. So you're probably thinking, well, here's the deal. Go to HelloFresh.com/50Valleycast and use code 50Valleycast for 50% off plus free shipping. That's right. You just go to HelloFresh.com/50Valleycast and use code 50Valleycast for 50% off plus free shipping. That's 50Valleycast for 50% off plus free shipping. And now back to this show, because we have no idea. I have no idea what you guys are, what you're experiencing. But I bet it's a lot of fun. And
so the story is, Michael's a friend. We interviewed him. He had a great time. Loves Lost. Did a documentary in 2009. So this is between season 5 and season 6 of Lost, and nobody knows about this documentary. The score was never released, and it's essentially Lost with woodwinds.
Oh wow!
And he's like, I've been waiting for a project to give this to.
No way.
I think you're the project, and I'm like, what do you mean? And then bam, I got a Dropbox link of 25 tracks over an hour and 5 minutes of unreleased music.
Oh,
fully
shit.
Orchestrated, full orchestra, Michael Giacchino music that we can now use for our movie.
Holy
he didn't
shit.
even like. We ended up sending him a contract to sign because we felt like maybe we should
be formal.
Like, yeah, I don't even know if he read it. He just, because it came back signed like immediately, and he didn't care. He just like, I want this for your movie.
Wow.
He loves Lost, and he wants this to have the most going for it as it can. He loves Lost so much,
and it feels, because he composed it while he was doing Lost. It feels like Lost music. It sounds like Lost
that's
music,
cool. So we
don't have to pay Disney for it. So.
Right.
Yeah. A huge win.
Damn.
And so you guys know if we were to get any composer on the planet, no matter how good they are, and say, give us a score that sounds like Lost, it's not going to sound like Michael's music.
No.
Yeah. And so when you listen to this, you're not even going to be like, oh, it sounds like someone trying to do Lost. No, it sounds like
because if I was
it's nuts.
Yeah, if I was working on a documentary and someone was like, can you get music that sounds like the thing we're doing a subject on? Yeah. You could probably find some like sound alike, dramatic shit from whatever, some stupid music libraries. But and whatever, it could probably sound close, but digital. But this is like the real deal. This is like instruments and shit.
Yeah,
it's like fully orchestrated. Yeah. Damn, that's tight. So you guys can release the soundtrack. as the Getting Lost soundtrack?
I don't know. I need to talk
We're
to
not
him.
there yet. That wasn't in the contract. If I had thought ahead,
Right? It'd be like, we can distribute.
I'd have been like, can we put this out on cassette tape? Oh,
yeah.
no. But
I'm looking forward to just hearing it. That's awesome.
Is it music from the Incredicoaster that he just didn't use?
Yes.
It's an
hour and 6 minutes.
Oh shit, that's great, man.
It's a documentary. It was a PBS documentary called Earth Days. And so we felt like this is the perfect honoring that movie.
Wow, that's awesome.
By recycling the.
Well, it's perfect. He was making that while he was making the Lost shit. I mean, it's like basically you're getting like extended Lost music.
I put it on when he sent it to me. I went nuts. I started listening to it. I started to weep because I'm like, it sounds like Lost, and Lost music makes me weep.
Wow.
And I was just like, holy cow! Like, dude. Owen and Steve, and I guess Brett, you guys are gonna love it.
Brett, do you like this?
That's really cool. Somebody took our names during the first time show and cut our names into pieces of score.
Oh yeah.
Which still between friends, it's still always a joke.
Yeah. What was it? Brett. Yeah. Brett. Was it Dan?
Yeah,
Dan.
I don't know. Brett had Hurley's. You had the Hollywood and Vine, Steve, which is a track you said you don't like, which I don't understand.
Which one was mine?
The Trek music.
Steve.
Oh, I hate that music. I really do.
It's one of my favorites.
Because they played it so fucking much. Like, I know that's not.
They only played it like at finales. It was in the it was in the pilot, but it was
no,
the
they
big
didn't.
Finale moments when they were trekking off into the.
How many times? Owen, how many times did it pop up in the show, Owen?
I don't know. I don't hate it.
I'd probably say 7. I'd say 7 total.
It's just the only I don't know why. I guess it just reminds me of like, all right, we're going on another dumb trek somewhere. I guess we gotta see that. I guess we gotta see them all walking onto a hill and shit.
So first time show comes back and Steve is the one that hates it.
Right, you flip it.
I've come around. I've come around from absolutely being obsessed and loving it to now hating it. That's very funny.
Brett's now the one who loves it. And
I love it, and then Owen's dad hasn't seen it. Owen's dad has seen it. It has character development.
They can't tell the difference between Owen's dad and Brett's voice, so they're gonna have to do something about that.
Say your name before you speak. Ralph. But you should do it.
We did Ralph, did you? A lot of people might not know that we did this, but do you remember that with first time show we did like a live reading of the we did a lot
expose.
Yeah, we took the expose script because it was another gift that was given along with the razzle dazzle shoes that were it was like a crew gift for some of the crew on Lost, and they gave like some of the leftover ones to the people waiting on the sidewalk for the Gallery 88 show. But inside the box was also a script for expose, and it was signed by Edward Kitsis and Adam Horowitz, and they what's that face?
I don't know. We doing a documentary, you learn all kinds of things.
Damn, things I don't even know. I gotta watch this documentary.
Here's my point of view.
Okay.
The book came out about the writer's room. So for me, unless they're named in that book, they might be problematic.
Right.
Maybe.
Right.
Not sure.
Yeah.
Nobody knows. Who knows?
That book just came out, right? Did you guys read it?
Mm-hmm.
I read the chapter.
Yeah.
The Lost chapter,
and it's only a chapter. It's only one chapter. And there's nothing else in the book about Lost.
There's some Lost stuff sprinkled throughout, but there's a main chapter that focuses on Lost, and it's one of those things where it's like they talk about the writers' room, and we all know like kind of the majority of the writers.
Yeah, definitely.
And so it's like, well, I mean,
and
you can narrow it down, kind of.
Yeah, well, because a lot of people who are in the book use their names and they say this is what happened to me, and you're like, well, okay, then it wasn't you.
Right.
So who's left? There weren't
damn.
that many people in those writers' rooms.
Damn. And they're trying to skirt around that a little bit. You think most people they don't want to outright be like it was this person.
I think they're afraid
weird
for their jobs, maybe.
Yeah, Hollywood is.
It's scary.
I'm hoping that with these strikes and everything, things turn around a little bit, but there's still powerful people that
I know
people don't want to mess with. It's Mira Furlan. Her book also talks about her time on Lost. She played Rousseau, and she talks a lot of shit.
No way. She had a rough time.
She uses people's initials.
Oh shit.
She didn't want to call anybody out by name either. And this is like a book that just came out. She was not acting anymore. She just still didn't want to.
Can I just get?
I don't know.
I just want a look. You don't have to say anything, but I'm gonna say one.
I'm just gonna use their initials, but their initials are J and J.
We're gonna call him KK. I'm just gonna say a name because you guys have been deep in Lost for the past how long now? Like
20 years.
We've been talking about this for almost 2 years.
Right. So you guys have really found out some stuff that you probably didn't want to know, right? Like you guys have found out some information and you're like, fuck. Okay, so I just want to say one name and I just want a quick, just give me an expression to tell me, and that's all I want. I just don't want to know anymore. We can move on, okay?
Paolo.
Dang.
All right.
Javier Grigio Markswatch.
Okay. What do you want to know?
What did you?
Well, I didn't get from you guys.
He's one of the people in the book that's actually
okay. Good.
Mentioned by name. Outspoken when the article came out. Right?
Okay, I didn't know that. I just want to make sure our boy is still good.
Oh yeah, Javi's on the right side.
Javi's on the. Okay, good. Anyway, so
can I tell you something?
Oh sure.
I think I shared this with Steve.
You to say.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure my Javier Grigio Markswatch is okay.
So his I've been in contact with him. His signature on his email is his name spelled out phonetically the way you guys say
no
it.
Way, that's
Javier
so funny.
Grillo Markswatch.
He followed all of us on Twitter because so many people were messaging him about
dude we
say his name correctly.
Well, we also Owen might remember. Owen, do you remember a moment when we someone thought he died or something, or we said some joke or something, and then someone tweeted at him and he's like, "What is this? I'm alive. What is this?" Do you remember that, Owen or Brett?
I remember some whatever, but not the.
I just remember there was something really confusing that didn't sound good out of context from our dumb show, and he to the point where he had to reply and say, I have no idea what this is.
Is he holding up a newspaper?
Yeah, I'm alive.
Oh, maybe it was maybe when we would do Lost goodbyes to people who died on the show or whatever, the characters who thought maybe we said something about when he was his last season that he was on or something.
Oh, because he left the show or something. Oh yeah, because we would do let's say goodbye to this person who
play the sad music.
Yeah, we'd play the life and death music or something. But I think he had to respond, and I had to explain to him what was going on and why we kept bringing him up because he didn't understand what was going on. But he was
during the period of time when you would start every episode with Convoy. He went to check it out. What is this?
Yeah, what is this shit? Oh, god damn it.
You can't hop into the middle of that show.
That show was I know
you have to listen from the beginning.
I don't even know.
It's a compounding narrative. You have to go through all the episodes.
I don't even know if you can go to listen to all the episodes.
They're on Spotify. But before the weekend we were doing your interview, on the way up, I decided to pop it on. And I got to tell you, I don't know how I made it past the first 2 episodes the first time around. Because it was it's so crazy. The first episode's 2 hours long and it's just you and Brett.
No, it's him and Owen. I don't come in until
it is me and Owen.
And then Brett pops in at the end, and I'm like, oh, the dynamic just changed completely.
Yeah, because Owen and I are like an old married couple, and we just bicker at each other, and it would just be endless bickering. And if Brett hadn't come in, it probably wouldn't have been a very pleasant.
We had a child to fix the marriage.
Yeah, we did. We had a kid around. We couldn't argue in front of.
I remember you were like, we're going to talk for like 15, 20 minutes, and then we'll call you in. And I was sitting there for like an hour, and I finally get called into the call, and you were like, oh, okay, I guess.
Oh, Brett's here.
I was like, is this still happening? What's going on?
Well, because we thought we would call people and ask their thoughts on Lost or something, but then we were like, fuck it, let's get this boy in here. And the rest is history. And
history.
I didn't even know you could listen to this show on Spotify still.
I think it's on Spotify, which I don't really,
because I know that we transferred all of the stuff over to the Valleycast feed. So technically this show is living where the Valleycast where the First Time Show lives, where it has died.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if that show's ever coming back. Owen and Brett, do you guys have questions or anything, or for the boys?
I'll talk about anything. So,
Owen, does your dad have any thoughts? Can we get 3 cameras over to your dad's house?
Send him a text if he has any questions about Lost.
Can you guys talk about because I know that you have teased who you have who you've gotten for interviews and such, but can you talk about, since Ralph, you've been on the show, I don't know, did you get to tease anyone on the last show? I
Just
can't remember.
You guys. I think that was the thing I said I can't say anything, but
can you now? Can you like throw out some names yet, or are you not quite ready?
Oh yeah, we're gonna talk about everybody.
We've
announced everybody that we've interviewed. We've announced except for one person.
Should we announce it here?
Do it.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
You want me to do it?
You can do it. Go for it.
So we've talked to Daniel Roebuck.
Whoa.
Who played Dr. Arch.
Wow. The man himself.
It's great.
Exploding man.
Did he talk about exploding?
Oh yeah.
He did.
I mean, what else was he going to talk about?
That's such a great moment in the show when he just fucking explodes.
He's exploding day and night.
He's out here exploding day and night.
Yeah, he understood the assignment. He said they brought him in to represent the fans and ask all the fan questions, like, how come we only ever see you guys go on adventures? And what about all the rest of us? And blah, blah, blah. Oh. And then the writers, in their, love for the fans, blew him up.
They were like, oh, yeah? Oh, yeah.
For asking stupid questions.
Didn't he come back, though, for like, was it in the Nikki and Paolo one, I think? Maybe?
He's in the
because it was like
they brought back all the dead people.
It was a flashback or something.
I love that he's also in season 6. He's in The Flash Sideways. He's a teacher, I think, at Ben's.
Oh,
right. Was he like, what was his profession?
High school science teacher.
Okay. So they're like
spider expert.
Yeah, they're like the science teacher would have spiders. Would collect spiders for some reason.
Yeah. First, he was real into the weather, and he's like, "You gotta launch the boat now, or you'll never, or wait a year." And then he comes back, and he's like, "This spider caused paralysis." And
who played Arst in our live read through of that episode? Do you remember, Owen? Nope.
Perfect. Go back on Spotify.
We had a who's who of special guests in there, though. I think Tony Revolori was there, wasn't he?
Wow. That kid's blown up.
Tony and Malcolm were Sawyer and Hurley.
Wait, who was Tony and who?
Malcolm.
Tony and Malcolm were Sawyer and Hurley.
Or whatever, reverse that.
Hurley and Hurley. Tony was Hurley.
Yeah.
You still talk to Tony? You guys still talk?
Absolutely. In fact, Tony has been streaming on Twitch.
Oh, okay.
I wish I had his Twitch name off the top of my head, but maybe we'll
Tony Ravioli.
Do you ask him a bunch of Willow questions? Because that's all I would do.
Well, dude, it's funny because I'm sure he wouldn't talk about it on the record, but But when Willow was coming out, nobody knew anything about the Willow show, and one day
nobody does still.
Tony
Still
texted me and was like, "Hey, do you like Willow?" And I was like, "Yeah, I love Willow." And he's like, "What would you think if I did a Willow thing? Do you think that would be good?" And I was like, "What do you mean? Is there a Willow thing coming?" And he's like, "Maybe. I can't talk about it." I'm like, "Oh, dude, you got to do it." And he's like, "Do people like Willow? Will this be good for my career? Will this ruin my career?" And I was like, "Dude,
it was great."
I was like, "You're not going to ruin your career if you do a Willow thing. Trust me." And I would love to see you in it. And he's like, all right. So I'd like to think that I pushed him over the edge to go do Willow. But I watched it just for him, and he was so good. He was really good in it. And he's in it a whole bunch. He's like a little like sorcerer in training, and Willow's like kind of like
he's like the emotional heart of the show.
Totally, and he gets to play with gagoos and stuff. He's got little creatures and things. But Tony streams on Twitch right now because obviously actors are having a difficult time right now, and he has invited me to come play video games with him on his Twitch stream, so I might do that real soon.
All right, I'll watch.
But dude,
I'll be in the chat just asking Willow questions.
He's not too busy being in Willow or Scream movies or Wes Anderson
or
movies.
Spider-Man,
Asteroid City.
I know he's killing it, dude. He's so good. I like a few months ago before the strike, he hit me up and he was like, "How you doing, man?" I was like, "I'm great. What are you up to?" And he's like, "I'm shooting a movie about bees in like
beads,
Canada." Beads. Yeah, he loves beads, and he really thought he could really get into it.
So are the bees giant, or are they?
No, it's like
the bee population is falling drastically.
Yeah, beads are beads are running out. Earth is running out of beads.
Dude, it's because of those Taylor Swift shows.
It must be. Yep. I think New Orleans is a big offender.
Yeah, Mardi Gras.
Aaron Tour has caused a shortage of beads.
Yeah, Mardi Gras is gonna have to use styrofoam beads, and they're really upset about it. Painted styrofoam
killing
beads.
all the birds. The styrofoam beads.
Dude, I went to one of those. This is super tangential, but I went to one of those Puppet Up shows. You know, Puppet Up, the Brian Henson.
Yeah.
They do it on the Jim Henson lot, and there were these protests. Yeah, there were these protesters that were screaming at us from across the street while we were waiting in line to get into the Jim Henson lot. And they were screaming about how Muppet Studios, Jim Henson Studios, uses real bird feathers in their puppets, and that's like really cruel and fucked up. And I was like, God damn, dude, there is discourse for everything.
Yeah.
And it was like I don't know, man. Is that the hill? Is that a hill someone wants to
Muppet
die
feathers?
that we can't absolutely. No more Muppet feathers?
Bird. I mean, how many birds had to die to make Big Bird?
They're not out there like really not out there killing birds.
14 peacocks died to make
like monstrous, right?
I know, right?
The amalgamation of a lot
42
of
peacocks.
These are blood feathers. Blood feathers, the true story of the Jim Henson's
blood feathers to the list.
Yes. I do want to we'll end with another big plug for you boys, and then we'll say goodbye real soon. But you know, I really, my brain won't allow me to unlock old memories of things like that expose read through we did. But you know, we were recording that read through, and then we just never got the recording, and it's like one of the saddest things to me because it was so fun. And Brett, you were in there too. What was your role?
I was the narrator.
Wow.
I read all the action. It was a lot, and I didn't pre-read it. That's what I was gonna say. Malcolm kept making fun of me for mispronouncing words. I would be reading, and he would go, "Nope."
And
we learned a lot about doing live read-throughs that day, because we should have gone through and like cut out a bunch.
Right, because we just read we read the shooting script.
It'd be funny if
for
everyone
expose.
just read it without reading it, because like they'd just be laughing on every page or whatever. Like, what the hell is even going on?
Was it Bree who said razzle dazzle? Who was Nikki?
Oh,
was
yeah,
Bree
was Nikki. Mm-hmm.
And she got to say razzle dazzle a bunch.
I have we made like a poster with everybody who was in it.
We have in fact,
it's at my office.
I don't know. You guys want some of those? I have so many of those. They're signed by Tony and like
it's got
Malcolm.
We all signed it. It's got a horn in the middle of the Dharma logo.
That'll be the most confusing thing to put in one of these.
I know, boxes. Right? It's like, wait, what is this?
Okay.
Yeah.
You could just have a little post-it on it that says what you have here is a poster from a read through, and here's some of the names that you might recognize. Who else was there? Steve Owen, what was your role?
Steve was there. Steven
Suptic, yeah. Which was real bizarre. And we had Emily in there.
Yeah. She popped into a few episodes of First Time Show, right?
Yeah, that's why I think that's why we had her, because she popped in quite a bit. Owen, you read stuff, didn't you?
I just did the one-liners like Jack. We only had one line.
I forgot who I did. What was my role? Was I like Michael Emerson?
Paulo?
Oh, it was Paulo, maybe.
So we're never getting that recording? That's just gone?
No, it's gone, dude. It's just gone to time.
Not better that way. It's just a fun memory.
All right, if our Indiegogo gets to 108,000, have you guys back and we'll do it live.
We'll do a reunion of the Nikki and Paulo. Oh, actually, that would be a good way to like kill the First Time Show.
Everyone's on strike.
It's not dead. It's just buried alive.
Maybe we can make that happen again, huh?
We have to do one more episode when this doc comes out.
It just covers the document. It's just us. Yeah, Owen didn't like it.
And I
just didn't like the ending of the document.
Owen didn't like the end of the document. Owen didn't like how it ended. Are you guys worried that your ending is gonna be polarizing?
I guarantee it.
Oh, we need to make it really polarizing.
Yeah, you should do a super polar. You should just do it in a church at the end and just be like, here we are. Why are there only a few people here? Or you should just have a scene where like someone explains that the documentary was real and like
we were dead the whole time.
No one was dead, or you were dead the whole time.
We were dead the whole time.
Yeah, we were dead. Just to confuse it even more, people. I hate it. I hate that the idea is that they were dead the whole time. That's just like the passive.
Not the whole time.
Yeah, well, I think there's people who passively are like, were they dead the whole time? Who cares?
Yes.
Even if they were dead the whole time, it's still an interesting story.
Exactly.
That's a good story. That's why everybody guessed that, when the pilot came out and the first season aired and everybody was like, I think they're dead the whole time. It's because that's a good story. That's a good plot device.
Totally. And
the
back
island
then
was the afterlife.
Yeah.
But they had to pivot because everybody guessed,
Right.
I assume they had to pivot because you can't just do what everyone expects you to do.
Now I'm thinking I wish that it had been the afterlife. Maybe I don't like the show anymore.
I love this version where you
suddenly
for season 2 of the First Time thing.
Yeah,
everybody switches roles.
What's coming up on Tuesday? That like what happens when on Tuesday? I'm curious.
Yeah, so tell us how this works. So you guys are going to have a mini heart attack. Your blood pressure will be.
Live on stream.
I have this thing where I'm friends with Steve, and he's a lost friend, and he's known more about the project, I think, than anyone else.
I get little insights into your
insight because he's an emotional anchor, that he's my constant. And
you truly are my constant because of that fucking picture.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus Christ. Taylor, have you seen this picture?
You gotta show him that picture.
There's a picture of me that Ben from the Dharmalars took of me in 2005 at Comic-Con, and it's the worst picture of me ever. And Steve is in the background of that picture,
waiting in line
framed,
for something or whatever.
And I didn't know Steve for another probably 12 years.
Yeah, it was like we didn't know each other.
Lost.
Isn't that crazy? So we were in the same place. Comic-Con is our airport, I guess. Or Comic-Con's our island, maybe. I don't know.
But yeah,
before YouTube.
Yeah, it was before YouTube. It was totally before YouTube.
Yeah, 2005. It was like season 2 of Lost.
So crazy. It's so crazy. And it's crazy that you stumbled upon that.
Yeah.
Just stumbling upon that.
And then like looked at it, because you're not prominent.
No, and I'm also not like this version. I'm like 2005 Steve, which is like the tiniest little glasses and like a little
no trucker hat.
No trucker hat. Yeah.
But anyway, I was gonna say, Steve, the other night I could not sleep because of something like where we were dealing with the Indiegogo, and I'm feeling sort of a pressure, and it's sort of a thing where I want to make sure that this is a very successful campaign, so that we catch the eye of some of the people we don't have yet.
Exactly.
I don't know if you guys would want to see like Matthew Fox, Evangeline Lilly, or someone like that in the movie. I'm not sure if that's anyone's thought about.
Maybe that's interesting.
Yeah. It's one of those things where I feel like please, like if you're out there to support us, even if you do just the thank you tier, like the lowest tier, whatever, that's going to help us out. It's going to make me feel better. But I don't know, I just couldn't sleep. I was thinking about it. And it was like 2 a.m, and I go on Instagram and I saw Steve was awake, and I just sent him a DM. I'm like, dude, I think I'm having an anxiety attack, or I don't know what's going on, because Steve always said, man, you got this.
You got this.
Don't worry about it.
Because you already got past the hardest part, I think. Because now, truly, I think I know that it's like it feels like maybe not, but you guys have already been in the trenches. You guys are in there. And so,
even since when you talked to me like 4 months ago on the show, where I was a little bit of an imposter syndrome going on, where I'm like, I guess I'm a producer, I've done stuff, but I think now where we are now and what we've been doing and seeing the footage, because Taylor sent me some footage that was fully color corrected with Michael's music on it. It was like a minute and 30-second clip of Eric Lang talking about Rosinski's glasses. Like, may not be in the movie, but it's a totally awesome story for the fans.
Yeah.
And I started like tearing up, because like, oh my God, I was there for this. We did this.
Yeah.
We set up the interview, we set up the time, and we went and shot it, and now it looks amazing. What are you
your baby's going to college. You've raised this child, and now it's off on its own almost.
So now I'm like, I'm a producer, and I feel like a producer. But now the Indiegogo,
that 30-second clip for sure.
But the crowdfunding is a new unknown.
I know, it's terrifying.
And
it's
I'm
terrifying.
Like, oh my gosh. But
I think you guys.
Anytime I have some sort of anxiety thing, I contact Steve and say, I can't deal with it, Steve. And he's like,
well, you guys are working on something really special here, and I think that you know that, because all of the people that have lent their time to this thing is truly incredible. Like, you guys should check out who is involved in this thing, and if you care about Lost even a little bit, this is a big deal, and you guys truly care about the show. And so I think that because of that, you're going to be surprised by how many people want to support something.
I hope so.
It's going to be really cool and awesome. I can't wait to celebrate with you guys eventually. But
eventually, Lily.
So you guys want to throw out the Earls, the tags, the promos one last time, and then Taylor, do you want to give us like, your socials or whatever, or, whatever, you guys can throw out whatever you want so people can find you guys and this whole project.
Yeah, I think first and foremost, I think Getting Lost Doc everywhere. That's the URL, Getting Lost Doc, and that's the socials. If you need to get in touch with us, that's the email. Like it's at Getting Lost Doc across the board. And the .com will point you to the Indiegogo while the campaign is going.
Awesome.
And then Taylor's got Pop Motion Pictures.
Yeah, I'm just at Pop Motion Pictures on the Instagram. I don't really mess with Twitter or X or whatever.
You shouldn't.
It's over.
It's a horrible place.
Yeah. Steve, I know we're wrapping up, but there is one story I need to tell you.
Oh yeah, give it to us, man.
So we're interviewing Malcolm David Kelly, Walt, right? And I can't get it out of my head from your interview that you guys kept saying that line, Charlie's back, but he hasn't said anything since he came back, right? So I tried to get Malcolm David Kelly to say the line for you, basically.
Yeah.
And he was just like, nah.
He did a little bit. He did a little bit. But he did. He didn't do it. He
laughed
a little bit.
Was he like trying to remember it? And so he
was
said,
like, I know. I was 12 and I don't know what you're talking about.
And
Like
also,
the look on his face. But I think from that to you guys saying the line, like, I don't know if that goes in the movie or just on the DVD, but cutting from me asking him to say it back to you guys just saying it 50 times. I don't know. 100 times.
If that clip, even if it doesn't make it into the movie, if that clip somehow got into our hands, I wouldn't hate that. Even if
I can tell you guys this. We interviewed MC Gainey and unprompted screamed "Light It Up" I think 3 times during the interview.
And it was palpable.
Did you play him the song though?
Because there is a remix that's like "Light 'Em Up." It's got him saying it over.
It's Diplo or somebody.
Yeah, I can't.
Skrillex. Is it like Skrillex?
Is it the turn down for what? It's not turned down for what?
No. It's Major Lazer.
It's the one that's like it's that one, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the song is called "Light It Up," but somebody replaced "Light It Up" with him.
Light 'em up.
I love it.
Oh no, that's turned down for what? Still, that I was singing. Oh well, same shit. All right. Anything else, boys?
Thank you for having us. I love you guys.
Thanks for coming. You facilitated sort of a first time show reunion in a way. The first time I've gotten Brett and Owen on a pod with me in a while. So I thank you for that. And for the Valleycast listeners, what a treat to maybe not know what we're talking about at all.
Apologize.
No, there's no apologies. People who listen to this show, they like us. So
I think at a quick glance, I could be a mid-journey combination of Elliot and Joe. So
yeah, exactly. People have said that, I think, because I've had you on Valleycast before, right?
I have no idea.
I think I have.
I just get a phone call.
Can you say your name before
day,
talking?
I know I'm about to come to do a podcast.
Yeah, can everyone say their names before talking? Because I can't really tell the difference.
Yeah, this is Brett.
Hi, this is Brett.
This is Owen's dad.
Owen, any heated question? Do you have any? Owen, this is your last chance to ask a heated, poignant, getting lost doc related question to Taylor, the director, and Ralph, a producer.
Cut us out of the movie.
That's not a question.
Oh. You mean cut you out?
Cut me out. Yeah. Can you do a split the frame and push Steve and Brett together?
Yeah, he's in the middle. We'll just
CGI. Just CGI Owen out of there.
We'll make him.
I'm happy. I want to see what's going on Tuesday. I like seeing all on Twitter and stuff. Every time you guys get a new post about, look who we got now. I'm like, Jesus Christ, this is awesome.
Come Tuesday, you'll be able to see some actual footage from the actual movie.
Oh, that's exciting, man. I can't wait to check that out. Guys, please check out Getting Lost Doc everywhere. And please help these boys make this thing come true, because it really does look like a beautiful piece of work that just celebrates Lost in all of its ways. And who wouldn't want to watch something like that? Huh? So all right, well, thank you guys for joining us. Love you, boys. Thank you for listening to the Valleycast. Thank you to the patrons, and please check out that Indiegogo campaign. And Brett, thank you for coming. Owen, thank you for coming. Taking time out of your busy schedules. Very, very, very nice of you to do that.
Coming day and night.
All right, guys. Well, thank you for listening to the show, and thank you, Ralph and Taylor. And come back on the show when the movie, whenever. What's the next milestone, you think?
The end of the Indiegogo, and then when the movie comes out.
Maybe
milestones.
Maybe we'll do something in the life of the Indiegogo to give her a little push.
I'm telling you, if we set a goal for that expose live reading, I think.
Let's see. Let's see if there's interest, because maybe if enough people are interested and you hit a threshold, maybe we'll do an expose. I mean, we'll get some new people in there. We'll get like Mike in there, or Joe, or Elliot, or something.
I demand
or the actual cast, right? Because they.
Oh my God! Or at least someone. At least one. Let's just get someone. Let's get
Daniel.
Yeah, exactly.
We can get Daniel.
Let's get Daniel. That'd be so fun. Get him to actually play Arst, and everybody else is just kind of somewhat. That's so good. I love that. All right, well, we'll talk about it. We'll see what's up, and we'll talk about getting you guys that Tawaret statue. That's
any of that stuff cluttering the house you don't want.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I've got a lot of those first time show expose posters. So
that's why we got to actually do the reading so that they're for something.
Yeah, so that it kind of makes sense now. All right. Well, thanks,
remember
guys.
the last line in that script?
What is the last line in that script?
It's in the narration, and it says, "And then Nikki opens her fucking eye."
They always put like fucking and like dumb shit in their scripts.
That's great.
Funny boys. All right. Well, thanks for listening, guys. Appreciate you. We'll catch you next time on the Valleycast. Bye bye. First time show or whatever. Oh, wait, hang on. Let's play a little bit of this on the end there.